We're at TISE East. I'm with Scott Brockie. You can see Accu-Cut right behind us on one of the machines. How are you?
I am doing great, thank you.
Now, I'd ask you how to show us, but you told me you just walked in.
I just walked in, catching the second shift of the day.
So I'll ask you that later. But you're out of Florida, so even though you have a great big machine here, it wasn't that long a trip.
No, it's kind of nice to do a show and actually spend the night in our own bed. So it's plus it's a little easy on the budget when you have just have to move the machines down the street.
Now you go to a lot of shows. How many shows you go to in any given year?
My guess would be probably somewhere between 10 and a dozen. We just got back actually from Cologne, Germany. We're doing the artificial turf, synthetic turf show last week, so I'm a little bit jet lagged. Okay. That explains why I'm here a little bit late in the shift.
I got
Sure.
It. And you ship these machines then all over the place?
Yeah, we're a worldwide company.
I see. Now, business in general, it seems to me you must be a good gauge of how business is out in the hustings.
Yeah, for the North American market, we're definitely in a nice rebound from what it was a few years ago, but it's been steady, and I would say 2015 is probably one of the best years we've had in the last 10, so it's been really good for us.
So then people who have been using an old beat-up machine or God knows what are now saying we need to get a little bit more efficient. Is that the motivator?
That is happening, but we also have a fantastic preventive maintenance program, so we like to keep a lot of these older customers, older machines continue to run, but some of the technology now is changing such that people can be much more efficient with the new equipment.
Talk about that. Talk about the efficiency. If somebody were to buy a brand new machine today, what are some of the bells and whistles on that machine?
Sure. The machines compared to the old systems, now we've got some pneumatic controls on them where before you had to mechanically flip over a lever to get a machine to start rolling up around a tube or without a tube. Now you can just do it at the flip of a switch. We do have computer automation where you can actually link into some of the floor covering software companies. I won't mention the names right now because they're all good friends, but they all have a terrific product. But yeah, they link into our machines and you can actually send your cut from the office, from the computer, into our machine, print a barcode label, scan it, and it keeps your inventory live. So whenever you make your cut, then it deletes it from the inventory. That's
a great idea. I expect that all will eventually do that, huh?
Yeah, I would hope all our customers have our upgraded, most up-to-date machines. It keeps us in business.
Now, these machines, I guess my question is there a different machine that, say, a distributor would use than an average mom-and-pop retailer?
Yeah, definitely. We have 5 different models, starting from the small mom-and-pop type machine up into a more elaborate system with a large inspection table, feeding table systems, offload systems, wrapping stations. So, yeah, to answer your question, Dave, there's many different types of machines that will suit the needs of any type of dealer, manufacturer, retailer.
Now, do you sell machines for things other than carpet and turf?
In this business, in the flooring industry, no, but I do have another company that we do manufacture some other types of equipment.
This would be other roll-up products that are not necessarily carpet or turf.
We have some people that are into some different roofing materials that are using rolled goods, which basically is the same principle as flooring materials. So yes, we do have some custom sales applications that we do manufacture for, and then of course the majority of it is the flooring industry.
Well, it seems like an obvious anything in the roll business that you need to measure, I suppose. There's no reason why your machine couldn't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And a nice thing for us is with the with more and more laminate and hard surface floorings being sold, which obviously cut into the carpet roll business, which directly affects us. But now there's so much synthetic turf that's being put down in lieu of planting real grass, especially in Europe or on the West Coast in California where they're suffering through these droughts. So we've picked up a lot of extra business in the synthetic turf, rolled goods that more than made up for our business that were slowed down because of the hard surfaces.
Well, synthetic turf really seems to be very popular at this point in time, so that sounds like a good adjunct to your business.
Yeah, exactly. And it's very similar to flooring. I mean, the products are similar, so we didn't have to do much changes to the machine to make them accommodate the turf rolls.
How much business does a retailer need to do to have a machine, say the entry-level machine that you offer?
We look at it by the number of cuts that they're making or the number of crews of installers, but typically if somebody's making 4 or 5 cuts a day, you can justify getting a machine that's only a couple $100 a month, because you'd have to pay someone to do that on the floor, and sometimes 2 people. So you can certainly justify one person, even a salesperson, cutting on the machine for $200-300 a month.
Okay, that's interesting. So then I suspect almost every retailer above what, $500,000 or something would be a prime candidate?
I would say that's a pretty darn accurate number to go by. $500,000 and up would certainly justify having a machine.
That's interesting. That's interesting. Now, do you find, I mean, I have to imagine that there's a lot of $500,000 plus retailers that probably do not have a machine.
Yeah, we're trying to educate them, but it's sometimes it's a slow process. But yeah, there's definitely people that are old-fashioned, or they just don't want to change, or they just feel that the machine takes up too much room. But it's actually the opposite, because if you have a machine, then you can unroll 200 feet of material in the space that the machine takes up.
What about waste? Do you feel, would you think, is that part of your sales pitch? When people do it on the floor, they maybe are more apt to make a mistake?
Yeah, exactly. There's waste where there's inches given away, sometimes feet given away. There's also sometimes where the product gets damaged by the forklift. So now you can unroll the whole job on our machine and inspect it before you actually get into your first cut. So this way you don't have to take it to the job site and bring it back, because there's a big hole in the center of the roll. So
it seems like what you had mentioned about tying in with industry-specific software is really the future.
yeah, absolutely. There's it keeps the inventory controlled, keeps your accountant happy, and I think that the owners of the business feel more comfortable knowing exactly what their guys are cutting on the machine in the back, and keeping track of it that way. There's no fun finding out after you've made 2 or 3 cuts on the floor that you don't have enough material to finish the job, and with our machine, of course, you can do that.
I've got to imagine that you're an idea guy, which is how you got in this business in the first place. What's on your drawing board? What sort of things are you contemplating for the future?
We're always looking at new things for our machines. Right now we are working on and have almost completed a complete Wi-Fi touchscreen machine, so that you could actually do the things we just spoke about, but you can do it without having to plug into any cable systems. And you can actually do a diagnostics on your machine, or we can look at your machine and find out if there's anything that should be troubling or concerned that we can fix. But in most cases, we can just fix it online and send you updates to the machine. So that's something that's pretty exciting that will be interesting. We'll be introducing at Surfaces in Las Vegas at the end of January.
Cool. Pretty cool. Well, that's got all these tech guys have to just marvel at that.
Yeah, well, it's something that we've had it on the drawing board for about a year, and now it's finally come to fruition. So we're excited.
Thanks much for talking with us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
All these years, we've never done an interview, so it's about time.
I think you've got my son a couple times, but
Yeah, I have.
sure.
Thanks so much.
Very much so. Pleasure. Thank you.
Scott Brockie, Accu-Cut is the company. We are at TISE East in Orlando, and this is Talk Floor TV.